run, do not walk to your computer or your phone and click add to cart and purchase or get on that wait list. When I met LA, I knew I wanted to work with her to develop my signature speech. And because I have a performance background, I knew that speaking would be the best way for me to naturally merge my worlds of college prep expertise and performance expertise. And I am loving what I'm learning so far. There are so many things that, even though I have stage experience, I wouldn't know would make a memorable speech that really gets to the core of what people want and need to hear in order to make a buying decision. I have already given, let's see, 3 talks since I started the class. I'm only halfway through and I have 2 or 3 more to go. And I am so indebted to LA for helping me feel confident and really just excited about what my talk is going to become in the next few weeks.
How many hours have you spent creating content for social media only to get maybe a couple of likes, no DMs? You post, you scroll, and the algorithm is still leaving you hanging, leaving us hanging. Meanwhile, one 20-minute talk can position you as the expert, attract the perfect clients to you, and fill your calendar with opportunities. So you've heard me say before, speaking is the fastest way to build your business. Well, speaking is also the fastest way to cut through the noise. And it's not about abandoning social media. That is not what I am suggesting. But it's about choosing a strategy that puts you in front of the right people, because everybody who's in your audience, whether it's a real in-person event or a virtual event, it has already raised their hand and said a micro yes. I learned this firsthand years ago when I accidentally said yes to an event and I wasn't even ready to be a speaker. I didn't have the perfect slides. As a matter of fact, I had no slides. And I didn't even have a big following. But what I did do was I showed up, I served the audience, I delivered value. And then afterwards, people came up to me and said, "Do you work with clients one-on-one?" And that talk turned into paying clients and referrals and a whole new direction for my business. So today, I want to share with you why stages will always outperform social media and how you can stop wasting energy scrolling and start growing your business by speaking. So first off, I really do adore social media. I'm a lot on Instagram, I'm more on Threads, and I'm also over on LinkedIn. Like, those are the 3 that I really adore. And I love supporting friends, I love having conversations with people. But here's the thing about social media. As I'm scrolling, and it doesn't matter which of those platforms I'm on, I am seeing hundreds of people. And depending on how long I was on that platform, I can just keep scrolling on and on and on. But when you are on a stage, you're the only voice. So imagine picking up your Instagram or Threads, like whatever your favorite one is. Imagine picking that up, opening the app, and only going to one person and scrolling through all of their posts in the past 7 days, 30 days, and you only focused on them for 30 minutes. You're going to learn a lot about that person, probably even build trust, learn a lot about their offers, depending on how they structure all their social media posts. That's what speaking on a stage does for you. It's focused. And everybody who raised their hand to be in that room with you, in person, virtual, I mean, literally, that's a micro yes. That's an I'm interested in this topic. I'm interested in this speaker. I have this problem. I'm looking for a solution for this. I know I'm going to have this problem in the very near future. So that's why speaking on stage is so outstanding. It's just one of my favorite ways of marketing my business and showcasing my expertise and sharing my expertise with people. And here's the other thing about being that person that's in the front of the room. Since most people are afraid of public speaking, they really admire the person who's up there. So your audience already perceives you as an expert just because you were invited. And there's this transferred trust. Whoever booked you, So let's just say you are speaking for a high-end mastermind. The coach who runs that mastermind, everybody who's in that mastermind trusts that coach. So if that coach brought you in, they're already going to trust you. If you are speaking for an association or a professional trade group, the members of the association trust their meeting planner, trust the person who is bringing in speakers to help them out with their business. And they bring you and they see you in the front of the room, they trust you. And because there's typically information that's going out ahead of time about the event, your audience, the people that are going to be listening to you, are going to look you up. They're going to go to your website. They're going to go to your social media. They might even join your email list early so that they're already starting to get to know you because that its trust has already been established from whoever has invited you in. I've personally worked with some very great organizations, and I love to joke about the people that I've worked with. And what I mean by that is I love to say, yeah, I've worked with this little company called Johnson & Johnson. And usually when I say that, the audience laughs because Johnson & Johnson is anything but a little company. But I've also worked with the Air Force, the United States Air Force, Bay State Financial, like some of the companies that I've worked with. I have had the honor of being a part of other people's journeys and helping them really communicate and lead with their voice and their presence so differently, and to see them change through the course of our work together. I wasn't the only consultant, but because I was a person who had a microphone in the front of the room, that's what drew people into me and drew the right people from those different organizations. So they're warm places. Like if you think about on social media, when you first meet somebody or somebody shares something in their stories or they share another post, like you really don't know who that is. So that's a little cold. But when you're the speaker, it's really warm. And the reason why it's a warm outreach is because you are this human being who is up there sharing your expertise with people. And you know that I'm passionate about speaking, and I wasn't always like this because I am the reformed painfully shy girl, but I know how impactful speaking is when you think of all the great moments in history. It all started with somebody speaking, somebody using their voice. But I'm not going to share anything about different figures from history because what I want you to hear about are people who I've worked with. Belinda, she'd already been speaking. This is not uncommon inside my program also. I have people who have experience speaking, but they come into the program and they want to know and understand the in-demand signature speech methodology so that it can help them get clients. Belinda stepped off the stage to somebody handing her their business card saying, reach out to me. And that led to her getting paid 26 different times. This one organization booked her for 26 different dates. That completely changed that year for her. And from all of those, I've yet to follow up with her to find out like what happened with each of those different events. Like how many more opportunities did that turn into? And let me tell you about Grant. And Grant and I worked together and crafted his speech. And from there, he stepped off the stage and literally the person who had booked him said, I want to book you for next year. Like she did it right then and there. And that's the power of speaking is not only do you get clients, but I also want you to get opportunities. And so here's the other thing about social media compared to speaking. It's relationships. Sure, the more that you engage on social media, the algorithm can shift. It's keeping track of your engagement and who is watching and who's clicking likes and who's commenting. But think about that relationship from the stage, the relationship that you're building with every person that's in that audience, because you have the opportunity to make really good eye contact and meet with people before and afterwards. and they're getting on your email list. And that's a great way to continue building that relationship with each person because the speaking world really is a relationship business. I mean, when you think about it, what's not a relationship business? Building relationships with meeting planners, with other speakers, with the people that are in your audience. There is so much to speaking and building those relationships that social media will just never come close to. And even if it does come close to it, speaking is just so much faster at building those relationships, building that know, like, and trust, really converting people even quicker versus being on social media. You can convert somebody from being an audience member, they'll get to know you, like you, trust you, to be booking a call and then becoming clients, becoming paying clients, filling your programs. That's what I'm talking about is like, that's why speaking is so much fun is, and here's one other reason. Anybody who's in your audience that does not sign up for a sales call, doesn't join your program, it doesn't mean forever. It's a no. I've had so many people who came back or sent me an email saying, I booked this call because like I saw you speak 2 years ago, but now they're ready. Now they're at that point. And wrapping up this particular episode of this lovely mini series, authority comes so much faster from being on the stage, being that human being who is either in person or even virtually, but sharing your knowledge with another audience. Everyone who's in your audience, when they raise their hand to be in your audience, that was a micro yes. That's an I'm interested. And speaking builds long-term relationships. That social media and the algorithm is never going to be able to touch that. It's not about abandoning social media. Remember that. I'm not saying you have to abandon social media, but I also do know in conversations with people, there's a lot of people who are a little discouraged with social media. It's just not what it used to be. It's about giving yourself a more effective path to grow your business and one that you're going to enjoy. I love to tell people, like, do you really want to spend, 2 hours writing social media content? Or would you like to use the same speech 2 or 3 different times in 1 month and actually get more clients from speaking than from all those social media posts? For me, hands down, it will always be an opportunity to speak in front of an audience. Yes, please. Hey, I got a couple of things that are coming up this month that you're not going to want to miss. I am going to be running a free Get Booked to Speak experience, and that's going to be happening September 16th, 17th, and 18th. The link will be down below so that you can learn a little bit more and also sign up. Remember, this is a free little mini experience so that you can actually find bookings. And that is the whole point, is that I want you to get booked to speak. And depending on when you listen to this, and don't worry if you missed the training, you can always reach out to me and I will share that with you. But also, I would get on the wait list for In-Demand Signature Speech because that program is starting the week of September 29th. And that is my 8-week program. And the link to learn more about that will be down below as well. Here's what I want to make sure that you walk away with. Number 1, speaking gives you instant authority. You are not just another voice in the feed. You are the expert who is on stage. Number 2, audiences at speaking events, they're already a little warm. That's right. They came to learn, which means they're already leaning in before you even said your first words. And number 3 is relationships. Relationships built from the stage last a whole lot longer than any algorithm boost. One talk can open doors that you didn't even know existed. So if you are tired of wondering what to post, hoping the algorithm plays nice this week, and getting frustrated with those slow results, then here's an invitation for you to shift gears. Join my free Get Booked to Speak experience happening September 16th, 17th, and 18th. It's 3 days of mini trainings that will show you exactly how to find opportunities that are perfect for you and start saying yes to the right ones, because you don't want to speak just for the sake of speaking. And you certainly don't want to speak to an audience that is not your ideal clients. And if you are ready to join In Demand Signature Speech, because we are going to kick off this 8-week program on September 29th. That's the week that we will be starting. And here's the truth. Clients, credibility, and opportunities are hiding in your Instagram feed, but they are waiting for you on stage. And all those links to everything that I've shared with you in this episode are down below in the show notes. And until next week, I want you to be in demand. Hey, before you go, quick question. Do you have a signature speech? You know, that one go-to talk that not only wows your audience, but also grows your business every time you deliver it? If you don't, or if yours could use a little polishing up, my program, In Demand Signature Speech, is designed to help you create a talk that's clear, impactful, and 100% you. No cookie cutter scripts here, just a proven framework that works every time. And guess what? The waitlist is open. Joining gets you early access, exclusive bonuses, and the first chance to snag your spot when the doors do open. So if 2025 is the year that you finally step into the spotlight and grow your visibility through speaking, head on over to speakandstandout.com/SS for signature speech and get on the waitlist now. Your audience is waiting. Let's make your message unforgettable.